Good morning, good day, good evening, whatever your time zone may be, doesn't matter, you are here for VRL and VRL only. Today we are here in the beautiful land of Germany. I'm all alone this time. I don't have Alex alongside me, nor do I have Adam alongside me. I have to do this one on my own as we approach the final of this VRL social tournament. It's been a great success. It's been good fun for not only myself but also the drivers who have said they enjoyed the tournament very much, and it's a great creative challenge we took on, and I think it's fair to say we succeeded, but there is still very much one race to go as we approach the final, as I said. We wait for the drivers to ready up. I hope you're all having a good day and looking forward to the race. I'm just gonna have to do it all alone, sadly this time. I'm sure how we will hang in there though. I have the viewers to keep me give me some good support. Let me know who your money is on to win the tournament or perhaps win this race. Perhaps any favorites you would want to win, or you think is gonna win. And we have a reigning one-shot qualifying. It's a raining qualifying ahead of us. It's gonna be hard to keep track of qualifying as it's a one-shot qualifying, so it's gonna be. As we now are on track. And we will go on board with Tim Wantic, who just said he had a race here today for the Virgin Racing team. He is leading away from Philip Smith, who's leading away from his team at Marine. Now we have Blazaball now coming up to P3. Obviously a lot can change in just a single straight with this one-shot qualifying. Now he comes approaching to the chicane. Still Tim leading out in front now. Phil was there for a second. Looks like he's overshot himself. The spectator menu is also not that quick. He now finds himself in P5 while Tim is still stealing away. Junior is in P6 just behind him. Moving up to P4 is Phil right now. Marine in P3. And looks like no one. Oh, a little slider there from Phil. Look at Nick for the randomers here today in the German land. And then we have Vesta Racing for Bono Racing. Ooh, little slide on exit right there. Then we have Steve in P9. Still Tim leading away. Now we have Matt in P10 as well. Then we have Benjamin, Arpo Gamer for Bono Racing in P11. And looks like it's gonna be Tim for pole position here. If he can carry it home, yes he can. And that was a very quick qualifying session as always. Very hard to keep track of, but we have a pole sit and looks like some guys have made a little mistake and they find themselves way behind the pack. And so is Luke, who's all the way at the back and is gonna have to make a comeback drive in this 25% race. Obviously, the team with the highest score wins the tournament here today. Everything counts. No more progression system. No more giving, or obviously giving everything, but no more second chances here. It has to happen today. Not a great qualifying for Luke especially, and we have Marine in P2 there, still leading just behind Tim, who I think for the whole of the lap was P1. So, VLT have a car at the back, they have a car in the middle, and they have a car in front. If you have any questions, any predictions, be sure to let them know in the comments. We do have a dry race. Luckily for the drivers, as most drivers are not keen on driving in the wet. As we get on the way for the formation lap here. Tim leading away from Orion, from Felix, aka VRL pole position. Plausible in P4, who won his last race. Phil Smith in P5. Avesta Racing in P6 for Bonner Racing there. Luke and Nick in P7. Genius Spam for Sesame Street finds himself in P8. Matt in P9. Steve in P10. Article Gamer for Bonner Racing, normally not racing for them, but here as a replacement. Then we have Luke Burns in P12, Jacob in P13, Yura in P14, Basti Stalls in P15, and Luke in P16, all the way at the back, 15 positions behind his teammate, who's in P1, number 42, Tim Wentink. Oh, Plausible gets reset. That's not idle. It's not the end of the world though. The drivers now are making their way into the stadium section where Sebastian Vettel once made that famous mistake, and Phil looking like he could make the same one if he keeps doing that, going onto the grass there. Ironically enough, I'm pretty sure I've commentated over all of these teams except VLT Racing. So, ironically enough, teams, if you were put in the race with me, then your chances of going through were higher. But none of that matters right now. It doesn't matter what you did the last few races. It only matters one shot to win the tournament here today in Germany. 5 red lights go out. And away we go here in Germany. Let's see what Tim can do off the line. It looks like he can get a better start than Marine. Marine under attack from his teammate Felix there. Felix around the outside, off track a bit there. But seems all to be well now. Let's see. Phil has spun coming into the first corner, and he has a comeback race to make from P5 all the way down to P16. I see some debris flying around there. Bonner Racing car around on the straight there. Phil Smith immediately retired there. Crazy mid pack there, and Plausible down the inside of Ryan Oliball and round the outside of Felix there, and he is up to P2. or up to pick 3 I should say, couldn't make the move stick on Felix as he, on Marine actually, because he couldn't get the right action he needed there. Pliable still up in P3 though. Tim still leading comfortably down with a car off track there, seems to be all good though. And things seem to settle down. Look at Benjamin, who made a fantastic start from where he began and now has overtaken the Sesame Street car of Luke and Nick. Luke and Nick under threat from his teammate there, Junior Spam, as I believe he's now let him by there. A 5-second time penalty for Luke Burns for speeding in the pit lane. It looks like he's got some winning damage to repair, just like Steve as well. Tim already pulling a 1-second gap. Still leading comfortably, but one person who's not comfortably, that's Marine, who's going to be under attack from 2 cars once again. Same scenario. Is it going to be the same outcome as well? No, it's not. He still holds on, but Felix looking to take the position of Plausible there, of Bono Racing. But he has to stick in P4, 1 position off the podium for now. And I must say, Decorate Inc. took a pretty hard hit in their points as Joda is all the way down in P9, Philip Smith retired, and Steve is P15 for now. VR team in the most comfortable position right now, I believe, to win it as well. But still a few laps remaining. In fact, half of the race, more than it's a lot of laps remaining. That's what I was about to say there. And Marine was a second behind. Now he's only 8/10 behind. So it looks like he perhaps got some little pace over Tim here. Tim not pulling away into the distance with the DRS. He can come even closer. Sadly for Plausible though, that's gonna mean he can't come closer to Marine there. But he has made some time up for the braking zone, and Tim really losing time right now. Well, Luke is making his way up the grid as well. He's up to P9 for now, looking to attack Luke and Nick. And he's made that move stick. No, that was actually Yoda Speak, sorry. He's now overtaking Yoda Speak for P9. That's gonna add 2 points to his point tally. And it's all very close. Anyone could win anything. And I wonder what the weather is going to play like here in this race. It's a bit cloudy, I must say. And it's raining. Yes, we can clearly see it's raining. That's going to be a bit of a problem for Luke, Burns and Steve, as they have already made a pit stop. And that means they're going to have to make another one as well. They have a challenge to take. And a long mountain to climb. Marine showing himself in the mirrors of Tim there. And perhaps even pressurizing Tim into a mistake there. As you can clearly see, Tim is really struggling coming into that chicane there. But he holds on for now. But not by a big margin. Let's see what the comments have to say. Marine still on the back of Tim. Can't quite make a move there as he nearly spins there. The same place where Charles Leclerc wanted a full 360 there, but he managed to save it and he still is on his way. but he's really struggling in these kind of conditions, and it's not making it easier for Plausible. It's making it easier for Plausible to go perhaps round the outside there, coming into the chicane there. Is he gonna risk it, or is he gonna go for the switchback right here? Felix down the inside of him, damages his wing, hitting Marine there, nearly spinning in the process as well. And that's not gonna do him any good there. Really damaging the front wing there, and already in tricky conditions. That's going to make it even harder for him to keep his car on the road. And perhaps a pit stop shouldn't be made by him. He just outbroke himself, heading into the back of Marine. Luckily for Marine, no further damage done to his rear or spinning round. Was also a possibility in that scenario, but luckily for him, it did not happen. But really sliding on the power. And that's gonna give Plausible an opportunity to go around the outside of the other ball there. And he's in front of him. And we have 2 people pitting, actually 4 people pitting, for perhaps the intermediate tyres, going for a little bit of a risk move right here. Marine with Yoda with a 5-second time penalty. A wing change for Benjamin here. A lot of wing changes actually. Was there perhaps a crash between these 4 guys? Obviously a logical choice to go onto the intermediate tyres then. As if you would make a pit stop for a new set of joys. Oh, perhaps Felix going a little too late, going too late onto the inters. Perhaps cost him here. He's got no front wing as he's now passed by his teammate Luke. Was it a mistake? Was it a crash with another car? We don't know, but what I do know, he's got no front wing and it's not doing many favours for him or his team. And DRS has now been disabled. Now it's going to be interesting to see where these guys are going to come out here. The guys that decided to go for an early stop onto the intermediate tyres, are they going to have an advantage or going to be at disadvantage? Now, most people do seem to be pitting here for, some people for a new wing, some people for just an intermediate set here. Be careful you don't spin into the pit lane. It's going to be interesting to see where these guys are going to come out. Have they timed it correctly, or is it going to be a problem for them? I believe some of them will actually make up good ground here. Yes, they will. Benjamin up to P7. Making up some good places on the rest. Tim Reed taking the lead of Plausible there. I believe he was jumped in the pit lane. Battling it out for the lead here in Hockenheim. And let's not forget, this could be a straight fight for the title right here. As Felix perhaps got a little lucky though with his wing. He's still on P11, so perhaps points are still on the board. But anyone could grab anything right now with these tricky conditions. And Plausible doing bits for his team. Oh, you have to be careful you don't go off in the famous turn 16 there, where we saw so many real life cars go off there. And Tim has a job on his hands to retake the lead at the Hockenheim Grand Prix. Closing right up to Plausible, perhaps even a little overshooting himself there. Is he gonna go for a move into the chicane? No, he waits patiently. Trying to pressurize Plausible into a mistake. Perhaps he was a little too far back there, I'm not gonna lie. It would have been an optimistic move by the Dutchman. But we got information from Phil Smith as he had a brake failure after already being hit into turn 1. It seems Spliceball's pulling a big enough gap for now in the stadium section to keep Tim behind him. Obviously that's all for now. Any corner is very tricky to navigate and anything could change just like that. .510 separating the two. The car of Bonar Racing and the car of VRT, aka Virgin Racing. Looks like Tim lost a little time there on the exit, but nothing too shabby. We still have Marine all the way down P3, 7 seconds behind these guys. It's going to be difficult for him to win this race. Look on Junior Spandar as he gets demoted down to P6 and Luke moves up to P5. But Junior Span not giving up so easily though, back on the power, or later on the brakes there, Luke there, and he can't make the move stick though. Luke remains in P5. Seven tenths now separating, 2 tenths more than last lap, 7 laps still remaining after they crossed the start finish line. Now if I have to believe my maths, my guess would be Bonar Racing are now leading. Perhaps someone in the chat would be nice enough to calculate that. I'm looking at you, Andrea. Looks like Spliceball is actually pulling away from Tim right now. But this chicane is really giving Tim a bit of more of an advantage. Although he's losing some on exit there. And Felix now moving up to P10, giving him 1 point for his team. He could still grab another 2 there if he speeds it up. .69 Sesame Street clearly looking like the most vulnerable team here. Only having 1 car in the points here, I believe. As we off-screen Benjamin overtook Junior Spandar for P6. Can he soon line up a move on Luke there? Now the gap between Tim and Spliceball is now extended to a second. Tim, who beautifully led from... Oh! Contact between Yoda Speak and Junior Spandar for P7/P8. Contact between those two. The car of 69 Sesame Street now falling behind the car of Decorated Ink. Well, meanwhile while that's going on, we still have Benjamin looking to make a move on Luke there. And we have Hot Lap Mode performing with the standings right now. Bonar Racing are leading from VRT, who are leading from Most Decorated Ink, who are leading for Sesame Street. But can Artapop Gamer extend the lead of Bonar Racing by overtaking the car of Luke? As we come to the final stages of this race. Only one DNF so far in this race. It's Philip Smith. He had a massive brake failure after already being hit into turn 1. Steve not really having amazing luck. He got damage from a star crash, and with the weather coming into place, he was a lost cause there. Oh, Marine now getting demoted to P4 as Avesta Racing is looking racy there. Bit of contact between those two. Wonder what happened there. I'm pretty sure Marine had a pretty comfortable gap to him. Perhaps a little mistake there. Benjamin still very much on the gearbox of Luke here. The pole position now moving up to Junior Spam after he had that spin. Can he pick up 4 points for his team? Oh, nearly he hit him. He fully hit him, sending him into a half spin there. But he was a gentleman and got off the throttle to not pass him there. Has to be Chad Felix, looking like the way quicker driver here. Steve now coming up for a move for Pride here for P13. I don't see any of these guys scoring points. Radimus on 0 points. Oh! There's definitely someone round. And who was that? Who was the contact between those two? Now Junior Spam has now once again made contact with Felix there. Man up to P7. Now pressurizing the car of Arnapol Gamer there. What happened between those two? Junior Spam has gone from P8 to P10 there in a few laps, and he has to be careful he doesn't crash out on exit there. Now Tim is coming closer to Ball again in the final stages of this race. Marine, after I think what was a mistake, now extending the gap once again from Avesta Racing, who is still holding on there and doing the bit for his team. We have the Runnermans or 69 Sesame Street on, I believe that's... We have the 69 Sesame Street, we have those guys from P11 to P9 there. Only giving them 3 points, but still in front of the Runnermans. Runnermans on 0 points for now. 69 Sesame Street, who were the real underdogs coming into this final, but not getting mucked off for now. We have Arnapol Gamer closer than ever. Can he go for a move into the chicane? 3 times behind, down the inside, locking his brakes. He can make the move. Luke has to avoid him there, and he's gotten his way. And he's now up to P5 and giving much more of a lead to his team. Luke in P6 has to be careful that he's not coming under attack of the other speed there, who's still in P7. great move, but Arnold Gamer has to be said. Luke did have to move out of the way to make sure that there wasn't any contact there, but he made it stick and he's got on his way. He's up to P5. As we now come to the second last lap. As we are now on the second last lap, I should say. Can Tim still do anything about a possible victory for the Bono Racing car of Pleasure? He's gonna lose on exit here. Actually, no, he's actually made up, what's that, like 2/10 into the chicane there. Looking a lot more comfortable under the brakes there. And could we still be surprised coming into the final lap? Nine 10 separating Tim and Pleasure as they now go on to the final lap. I think this one might be settled by a gap created by Pleasure midway through this race. Benjamin now picking up a 3-second time penalty there as he goes wide once again, coming up to the main straight. Coming into the such challenging corner, already a challenging corner in the dry and even more challenging in the wet. A race that saw an interesting transition period from dry to wet here. And I think Possible Mine have got this one. As this is a section where it's very difficult to overtake. He could be leading the championship right now. He is leading the championship with his team right now, just like last time, where they got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's a 1-4, which is also a very decent result for Bono Racing, as they also have a car on P5 and lead the way. Go! Going very wide there, but it's not going to be enough here. I think Pleasure's going to win this race unless penalties coming to play. No, they don't. And Marine's going to be holding off Avesta Racing here. I think Avesta Racing with a 3-second time penalty in the end. What are penalties going to do for this one? Avesta Racing keeps his P4, I believe, here. And Article Gamer now, what's he going to get? Is he going to keep his P5 from Luke? No, it's Matt actually who gets up to P. Oh no, Luke. I think Luke ran out of fuel in the end. It would have been a P5 for Benjamin, but it's not gonna be. And Matt's even been demoted down to P8 there, picking up quite a few penalties there. It could have actually been P6 for him if it wasn't for the penalties coming into play there. And we have these guys who had a very boring race, to say the least, as they were screwed over by the transition period, having to make 2 pit stops compared to the rest of 1 pit stop. But I believe it's still Bono Racing who lead the way in the championship. An interesting first race here. And the trophy goes to Bono Racing. There are some possible talks of Benjamin, who is a reserve for Bono Racing right now, moving over to Virgin Racing to make it fair. So both drivers had 4 drivers for both races. We wait for the Holly Lows to pick the reverse grid. Let's look at some of the comments. So, as things stand, Bono Racing are leading from Virgin Racing, who are leading from most decorated Sesame Street with 2 points and Erasmus with 0. Bono Racing have 46 points and Virgin Racing have 36. That much more to tell. Obviously the track will remain the same for this race. The reverse grid is Phil, Bestie Stoll, Steve, Luke Burns, Jacob, Junior Spam, Yura, Luke Nick, Yoda Speak, Vieira on pole position, aka Felix, Audible Gamer, Luke, Avesta, Ryan Oliball, and then Tim and Plausible at the back. So we now go to the reverse grid race. 25 as always, 25%. Looks like it's going to be a dry race this time round, although clouds do look similar to what they looked last time. We listen to the beautiful German track announcer here. Probably driver selecting the setups. Oh wait, no, that's sorry, excuse me, there are no setups. Probably sorting out the strategy. Well, that's pretty straightforward as well, but. And it's formation lap number 2. We have Steve on pole, Luke Burns in second, Jacob in P3, Junior in P4, Yura in P5, Luke and Nick in P6, Yoda P7, Vera pole position in P8, Article Gamer P9, Luke P10, Vesta Racing P11, Ryan Oliver P12, Tim P13, Plausible P14, Basti P15. And Phil's P16 actually, so that's a bit odd. I think he should be one of the guys starting at the front. So clearly something's gone wrong there. I think Basti should also be at the front. Well, they just have to deal with what they've got right now. Luckily for them, they do have one of their teammates in front. Driver now lining up. For the reverse good race. This decides who's the VRL social tournament champion. Let's go out and away we go for the second time in Hockenheim. It's Steve with an awful start, immediately being overtaken by Luke Burns there. Now behind, everything seems to be clean for now. Ooh, 69 Sesame car going a little wide there, seems to be fine with no damage. Down the inside goes Felix of the other 69 Sesame car of Luke and Nick there, I think. And is it again Phil with some damage? I think it is actually, yes. No, it's not actually. It's plausible with damage. And so has got Basti stalled some damage for him as well. Now a move from Luke on one of the 69 cars there. Contact between teammates. Would you believe it? Contact with teammates. You need each other to win the tournament, guys. You can't just smash into each other. Steve has now retaken the lead of the race here. It's almost like a traffic jam. If we have Yura going for a move on Jacob there, around the outside isn't going to work there. And Oliver already finding himself P6, and what a fantastic start by Felix up to P2. And we have Vesta Racing coming in, Plausible coming in, Alpha Gamer coming in, Tim coming in, Junior coming in, Basti Stalls coming in, Joda coming in, and Luke Burns also very much coming into the pit lane there. Lot of front wings flying over the place. Mediums go on to most of the tyres here. You're now in a battle with Jacob there, going side by side there with one of the decorating cars. Around the outside, can he hang it around the outside there? No, I don't think he can. Well, actually, he can. He proves me wrong and goes down as the corner switched to the inside there. Marine's made the move. Now, can he take the other car as well? Jacob. He's gonna try to go for the switchback here as Jacob overshoots himself a little bit there. I don't think he's able to pull it off into this turn. He does have a little look there, but he doesn't go for it. He's sensible. Down the inside, Marine on Jacob there. Contact between the two there, wheel banging. Perhaps he should have waited his shot there as there's a massive straight coming around. Phil Smith now attacking Luke there, right there. A lot of action to keep track of between these two, between these four actually. Now Jacob decides to go for the inside again, making contact with his front wing on the tyre of Marine there. Now giving Luke an opportunity as they were battling. Marine now decides to go for the inside. Now he decides to go for the inside, also having the defend of Luke there. And still Steve leading away from most decorated ink. As the race starts to settle a bit though, well, not between these two. This is what a reverse grid race does. It really spices up things. And look at Nick already into the pit lane now. Does he have damage? Yes, he has damage. He has damage. Having to repair that, he's gonna have to come in, go for a really early stop, lose 5 more seconds with the front wing change as well. Not idle for him, but a free position for these guys. Now look on Jacob. Phil looking to take both of them with more slipstream. DRS open. Can he take Luke as well? Round the outside into the chicane. No, he's overshot himself. Completely going wide there. Touching the grass as well and being re-overtaken by Jacob. Felix hunting down Steve right now. I think he's got a pace advantage. Fair to say, it's also interesting to point out, look, on the medium tyres, making them work. Jacob going wide there, touching the gravel there. A 7-second gap between Marine and Felix there. Felix seems to be quite a bit quicker than Steve here. Oh, nearly losing his car coming into a corner that's so tricky. No rain seems to be arriving this time, I think. Phil Smith into the pit lane there. No front wing change for him. He's going to an early stop onto mediums. Now where does that put him? He's definitely gonna come out in traffic here. Is he gonna jump a Vessel Racing? Yes he is. Bono Racing not finding himself in such a comfortable position now. Battle between Luke and Nick and Yura. Now who's gonna take the inside for this notorious chicane where we have seen so many battles? No battling this time though. Another brake failure for Phil. Oh my goodness me. Another brake failure for us battles. He's got away with no damage though. I mean, he does have to change his underwear. Oh, as he narrowly avoided the wall there. My goodness me. That could hurt them pretty badly, as well now is a battle for the lead as well, coming up to this straight where people make up so much time, especially if you don't have any DRS and the car behind does. Felix looking to go for a move on Steve here, round the outside, pushing him wide there, still staying on the track though. Can he hang it around the outside? No, I don't think he can. He could go for a move here, though. No, he's waiting his shot. He's waiting patiently behind him. No need to hurry this. As Marine's 7 seconds behind. He can bide his time and wait for the good opportunity to come. Now the brake failure might be... I think the brake failure might be a bit of a problem for not only Phil but his team as well, as that might cost him the victory of the social tournament. They were looking pretty good. Now whose pit stop crew can do the better job? Now has Felix jumped Steve in the pit lane? No, he is not. He has to line up behind once again with a similar gap. Marine also pitting, and so does Jacob. But Jacob has a front wing to change. Now where is gonna pit that? Now where are these guys gonna come out? Teammates for now, rivals previous race, but teammates now. Looks like Arpo Gamer is gonna come out behind one of the 69 Tasman Street cars. Now he's immediately past him. Oh, bit of contact between those two. They come out unharmed though, I think. And Steve now been passed by Felix off screen there, sorry. Now can he get another opportunity back on one of the straights? I think Felix does have the pace advantage over Steve. They were looking good in the first race, they're looking good now. And I'm obviously talking about VRT Racing. It's looking very nicely for VRT Racing, but Steve will want that position back. I think it might be time to do some maths, Andrea. Obviously, Bono Racing had a bit of a buffer towards VRT. Let's see where that buffer will bring them. Luke taking his medium tires very long. I think he's going to be able to. I think he is going to be a threat towards the rest of these guys here fighting for the podium. A guy like Marine, a guy like Steve. Phil Smith still trying to do something for his team. And Luke now coming into the pits, taking those medium tyres, 10 laps, 7 laps on new fresh softs. Where does he rejoin? He comes out P5. Out of Avesta P6, sorry, ahead of Avesta Racing. Steve, I must say, still remaining on the back of Felix here. Now, Plausible pulling out of the slipstream, going down the inside of Nick there. Can he make the move stick? No, he cannot, as he's going to get re-overtaken here on exit. Now, can he stick it around the outside this time? No, he can't either, but he can down the inside there, pushing Nick wide as possible. But he, again, is going to get re-over. No, he's not actually. He's able to fend off the challenge for now. Coming into the stadium section, can Nick do anything back there? No, he can't for now. He has to wait. He has to bide his time once again and trying to go for the move on a later stage of the race. Lap 12 as the standings are right now. Bottle Racing 55.5, Virgin Racing 59. A few points could make the difference. Final few laps of this tournament here. Look, now down the inside, now having to defend from Avesta Racing there. He also off the challenge for now, but can he hold off another one? Contact, wheel banging, no damage though, as they both can go on their way unscathed. Although most decorated ink might not be in the title fight for now, they can decide the title if one of them drops back or Steve decides to overtake Felix, or can overtake Felix. He's still in the DRS range, but it just looks like Felix has got that little extra. Oh, look at Nick. And Avesta Racing once again trying to go for a move on. Look here. This could be for the title, you know. Crazy stuff. Can he go down the inside once again? Yes, he can. Can he hold off the attack from Luke though? Yes, he can. And he's up to P6. Two points separating Bono Racing and Virgin Racing. 56 towards 58. With VRT in the lead, obviously. Mustaka, I think, with 38 down, they're going to have to get a miracle if they want to get back in this championship fight. Now down the inside, now around the outside goes Luke once again. Vasta Racing pushes him right there. Could go for a move into the next corner though. Is he going to go for the outside or inside? He's going to go for the outside there. With the switchback, could he have him once again? No, he cannot. Bit of a weird exit there coming through that corner, and that means Vasta Racing holds on to P6 right now. Can he go around the outside there? No, he cannot. Wheel banging between the two. This is going very feisty pretty quickly. Contact at Vasta Racing has been pushed right there. That was caught on camera. Steve can also do Bono Racing a favour by overtaking Felix here and coming into the chicane. Can he make it round the outside? No, I don't think he can. He's going to go aiming for the switchback there. Now look who's that. That's Phil. Is he going to hold his full away and coming into this corner? Yes, he is. Is he going to go around the outside here? Yes, he is. Is he going to make it? No, he is not. But he could he could make it coming into the next corner. Then no, Felix holds it around the outside there. Fantastic racing. I'll have to take a breather, but I can't as Steve goes down the side once again. Now he goes as that now turns to the outside there. This is some amazing battling between these two VRL legends. If we now come to lap 16 of 17. It's crucial Felix holds on to these points, and it's I must say Luke could be under investigation for his contact with Vasta Racing. More on that later. Now DRS once again, he's even closer this time. Could he get it done before the corner here? I think he might do so, but Felix is not going to give up this easily as he's fighting for the win of this championship. Now what penalties are doing for these two? No penalties for both of them, so this is truly a fight for the win. Steve coming to the final lap of this race. He has the championship in his hand, not for himself but for VRT Racing. Let car Phil, I think that's it. Yes, that's Phil behind, no, that's Yoda actually. He's being lapped there. Now, can Felix do something about Steve leading this race, and can he take the championship with him? Now Steve going down, gotta go down inside once again there. Oh, he makes it work. Yoda unlaps himself in the process. And it looks like even with the win, or without the win, Virgin Racing might actually win this championship, but it's important, with perhaps investigations coming into play, that they get the maximum amount of points. Now Steve down the inside once again. Oh, he can't make it work. Felix holds on beautifully. Now can he go down the inside in the stadium section? There's not a lot of battling normally here, but they are making it work. Oh, contact coming to the final corner here. I think Steve's got it. Steve for sure has got it. He's making it work. He's going to win this race. No penalties for the both of them. A fastest lap point for him as well. We're on pole position. AK Phyllis coming behind Steve. Oh my god, I've got to take a breather, as that was very intense. Now, Price the ball moves out to P3 with penalties. Now, what is Faster Racing ahead of Luke. Now what a penalty's gonna do for him. That's gonna put him up to P5. And I think Bono Racing win the championship on penalties. Oh my goodness me. 12,000 separating Marine and Pleasure Ball. My goodness me. Oh. 12,000 separating a possible championship. Now I look to the chat to see how things are looking. I think Bono Racing have got it by 12,000 seconds. Marine just gifted Bono Racing the championship here, I think. I think Bono Racing have got it, and I think the penalties of Marine might have just been the saviour for Bono Racing to win the championship. I am looking to the chat. Steve's won this race, but the question is who's won the championship. I think it's Bono Racing win the championship, I believe. What an exciting race thus far. Bono Racing have won the championship for now, but post-race penalties could be coming into play on this one, as I already see quite a bit of discussion in the chat. Well, that's gotta be have to be it for now. We'll see who wins this championship with post-race penalties. But for now, the race has been an absolute spectacle with a great last lap battle between Steve going only ending in the last corner. Man, what a race! And Steve, I think that might be one of his final races in VRL, and he's won this one. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to the winners. I feel sorry for the losers though, but you're gonna have to come back on a later note, albeit in F2, F1 or F3, which is gonna be very exciting next season. Be sure to follow us on all social medias, Twitter and Instagram, and then I'll see you next time for the start of VRL Season 5. Goodbye.